What's up, guys? Fellek here with TheInnerGeekZone.com, and this is the re-upload of Part 1 of the Jedi Knight class walkthrough for Star Wars The Old Republic. So you might ask, why am I having to re-upload this video? In the original version, I let the Star Wars theme music play in the background here as the prologue kind of scrolled up your screen, and I talked a little bit in the background, but YouTube does not like the fact that I had the Star Wars theme playing in the background. So we've taken that video down and we're going to re-upload it now without that theme music. A little bit of fair warning ahead of time. This is a complete playthrough of the Jedi Knight starting zone. I'm going to show all the cutscenes and all the storylines. So you're going to see every bit of the voice acting and kind of all the overall story arc of the Jedi Knight class. So if you don't want to see that kind of stuff, this video is going to be full of spoilers of it. So you're probably not going to want to watch this. All that being said, I'd really appreciate it if you go ahead and like this video, comment on it, favorite it, subscribe to the channel, all that kind of good stuff, and we can get this video built back up to where the original upload of it was. So here we go, guys, the starting area for the Jedi Knight. Enjoy. And there I am, my totally awesome Jedi self. Something about mohawks in this game. You'll see it later on, but a lot of the characters I've created have mohawks for some reason.
Welcome to Tython, Padawan. Everyone at the temple is looking forward to meeting you.
Yes, because I am naturally just special automatically.
Your former masters praise your combat skills. They say you're becoming an expert duelist.
And here I'm trying to close the stupid chat
It's easy to
box.
excel when you're trained by the best.
The Jedi Council will assign you a new master to oversee your final trials. You'll be tested in ways you can't imagine. But when you leave Tython, you'll know what it means to be a Jedi Knight. More importantly, you'll know yourself.
I'm eager to face these trials. Where do I start?
There's a speeder here that will take you to... Hang on. Getting an emergency signal. Flesh Raiders, armed with blasters? He must be mistaken.
I'm mistaken or not, that Padawan is under attack.
They've never come this close before. Flesh Raiders are a species of hostile natives. They're smart enough to use tools and violent beyond reason. I'm sending every able-bodied Jedi down to the Padawan training grounds right away. Especially you.
Just point the way. I'll handle the rest.
Take the speeder outside to the training grounds, push back the Flesh Raiders, and find out if they're really using advanced weapons. Go. I'll catch up with you after I alert the Jedi Council. May the Force be with you.
Alright, obviously I have taken the liberty of going ahead and setting up my quick slot bars. That way you don't have to watch me do that in the video, so I didn't record that part. Here I think we're going to go down the ramp and just kind of take a look at some of the graphics work. Kind of take a look at the world around us a little bit. Everything's pretty nice looking. I've read somewhere on the forums that they haven't actually activated the highest available texture resolutions yet. That being said, it's not bad to look at. It's a little stylized, just a little on the cartoony side. Of course, they've stated that's done intentionally. Overall game performance has been pretty smooth. Haven't had a whole lot of frame rate drops or lag type issues. Only crashed the desktop once, and that was on the very first night that I got in the beta. That was the weekend of the 11th. So far, this go around, it's been pretty impressive, I will have to say. Everything seems to be performing rather well. Only had to wait in queue to get in server a couple of times throughout the beta test this weekend. Majority of the time, they would be opening up new servers and kind of letting everybody get in and getting the stress test done all at the same time. So haven't really experienced any kind of big queue server lines. At this point, I was just kind of running around shooting some video, just trying to take a look around and let you take a peek at everything that's kind of going on.
Official business only.
Doing a little bit of exploring.
Be safe out there.
And we're going to take the speeder over to the next little area, and that's kind of where we're going to do our quests at. One of the important things that I had to learn on the first weekend I was in beta testing is every time you come to a new area, the first thing you should do is find the little speeder fast travel guy and learn his location and bind yourself to the little console that allows the equivalent of a Hearthstone type deal. If you miss out on one of those, you could end up with some long walks back after you complete your quests. And we'll walk over here and see what this guy has to offer.
Padawan, come here, quickly. The training grounds are not safe today.
Knight Weller sent me to help with the Flesh Raiders. I'm combat trained and ready to help.
And the Force is with us. Few Padawans here can make that claim. The Flesh Raiders moved into the training grounds, organized and ready, attempting to isolate various groups of Padawans. There's a group of students in the hills we lost track of. They're not combat trained.
Don't worry. Those Padawans will get home safe. I promise.
I've got a beacon here. If you can find the Padawans and set the beacon, we'll send an evac shuttle as fast as we can. A group of Jedi from the temple is headed this way, but maybe not fast enough. May the Force be with you.
And we've gotten our first side quest. Rescue some Padawans who are in desperate danger. I'm going to refrain from talking during cutscenes as much as I can. I don't really see a whole lot of reason for me to talk a lot during those. That way you can kind of take in the voice acting and kind of get involved in the story without having to listen to me jabber over the top of those guys. There you can see we bound ourselves to that console. That way when I hit our Hearthstone type ability, we'll have a choice to come back to that location.
We can spar anytime.
And that is the Jedi Knight trainer. He doesn't have anything for me right now. We're still level 1. Until we get down here and do some quests. Which is what we're going to do right now with our little training saber. The combat animations I really like, especially on the Jedi Knight here. Some of the other ones, the other classes, can feel a little dull at times. Everything looked pretty smooth as far as the animations. Get a little bit of lag in this area here. As you can tell, it's very busy in this zone right now. This was, of course, the very first starting zone of the Jedi Knight. And you can imagine how many people were in this little area. The lack of an auto attack took a few minutes and a couple of levels to kind of get used to, especially when you've only got 1 or 2 buttons to be pushing. You just kind of push a button, wait for the level cooldown. There's not a lot going on in between. After you get used to it though, and you've got a few more buttons to push, I will have to say I really like the fact that they did not include an auto attack, and getting away from something like WoW especially, where white damage can be the majority of the damage you do for some classes. And this little thing here, we're just going to activate it, and it's a random quest we receive out in the field. The subtitles there letting us know what's going on, what we're going to have to do. And then we've got a quest to free captured Padawans from their cages. We also still need to kill a buttload of Flesh Raiders, so we'll kind of do that as we go along. Not a lot to see right now as far as abilities. We've got just a basic strike, and then we've got a second ability that does a little more damage, that uses up some of the force that you build as you do damage. And then we've got 2 buffs that we can put on ourselves that pretty much increase damage and endurance. And then every class has got a recuperate type ability. They're all named something a little different, but they all pretty much do the same thing. You press it, you just kind of sit and wait while it channels, and you recover your health or recover energy if you start out with a full energy bar. And it's just really nice to not have to carry around like food and drink all the time, and make sure you've always got that some of that in your pack. Can't use it while you're in combat, but it is good between pulls, things like that. Now, I'm not going to show you every single mob that has to be killed during quests. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to skip ahead in here in just a few minutes. but I did want to run around and kind of let you take a look around, see some of the animations, see some of the graphics and the details and the texture work, watch a little bit of the combat, see some of the bad guys, and kind of just get a feel for the game. Here's a nice little touch here when you're out in the field to complete certain quests. You get the hollow call. You just kind of turn that in without having to go back to the quest giver.
You're unharmed. Good. Flesh Raider shot me in the leg while I was rescuing some Padawans. Don't know where these things got blasters, but I know how to use them. I've been evacuated to a med center, but the fighting isn't over.
I was expecting reinforcements by now.
Some are already here, but Flesh Raiders keep pouring in. That's why I'm calling. Another Padawan found a cave tunnel the Flesh Raiders used to enter this valley. I need you at that tunnel, making sure the Flesh Raiders don't get any more reinforcements through it.
I'll find this cave tunnel and seal it.
We need to end this conflict before anyone else gets hurt. Find the tunnel along the mountain range. May the Force be with you.
And just like that, we've got a new quest. Now, this was a little inconvenient, and I probably should have gotten out of this area before I started the hollow call, but as soon as I came out, the Flesh Raiders were there. But, you know, it's the starting zone, so not too big of a deal. So now we're going to make our way over to the cave that he was wanting us to head over towards, and we'll just kind of cut to that. Before we get there, though, we did gain a level just by exploring to finish out the level here. And I just wanted to show you the level up animation. And there we are, level 2. And we do have abilities that we can go back and train, but I don't do that at this point. We will go back after we get out of the cave, though, and train up. Now you can see there kind of the green barrier over the mouth of the cave. That's just letting me know that's kind of an instance story area and that I can't enter, and I will be the story owner once we go in here. As you can see there, nice little tooltip kind of letting you know what's going on. There are going to be certain areas that have kind of a red barrier, which means of course you cannot enter, and that can be because you don't have the appropriate quest yet, or it's a class specific area that you're not the proper class to go into. And we'll make our way on into this cave and kill some more Flesh Raiders as we go. As you can see, we've got a standard quest tracker up in the top right-hand corner. Kind of lets you see the quest and kind of the summary of the objective of each quest. And there on the mini-map in the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to have little triangles that kind of point you in the direction you're going to need to go to get to that certain quest objective. Pretty much standard quest tracking type things that you're used to in games that provide quest objective tracking. At this point, we'll go ahead and skip forward just a little bit, just a few minutes. There's nothing going on besides making the way through the cave. There's nothing spectacular to see, and we're just killing Flesh Raider after Flesh Raider until we come to this part here, and I'll let you see what's going on.
Stop struggling, Padawan. Your life was over the moment you set foot here. Because the Order must evolve, and you are weak.
Whoever you are, step away from that Padawan.
You are dangerous. You killed my soldiers. Not attacking, cleansing. And we have only begun.
Lay down your weapons. I don't want to hurt you.
The old order is dead. Long live the new order.
There you saw the animation where the dialogue that I chose was a light side choice, which gives me points towards the light side sports. And now we have to kill this traitor who has helped turn these Flesh Raiders against us. And those two fell down pretty easy. So let's talk to this guy and see what he has to say.
You two all right? What happened here?
Oguzenobi chonki. Fakota ji otto endia.
Thank the Force that you're both safe. This man's no Jedi. At least not one of us.
If he wasn't like us, what was he?
I'd call him Sith, but the Empire doesn't know where Tython is. This lightsaber, there's something familiar about it. Strange. You held off all these attackers by yourself with only a practice saber. Impressive.
I followed my instincts, that's all.
They served you well. This battle's over, but we don't want any more flesh raiders coming through here.
You probably didn't notice when the flesh raiders come out of the tunnel, but you can see it now that the rocks have already fallen over the tunnel. There's a lot of noise and a lot of animation there, but nothing actually changes in the background yet.
That should hold them back for now.
I can see why you're a Jedi Master.
When you get as old as me, you'll learn a few tricks.
Kuna wo wonder, ya pawa kuka turonti.
Not yet. I'll get you to a med center. You seem all right to travel alone. Report to the Jedi Council.
This valley isn't safe yet. I don't feel good about leaving.
We have Jedi Knights rooting out the last attackers. You're needed elsewhere. Follow the path leading out of this valley. You'll find the Jedi Temple through the mountain pass. See you there.
The writers have done such an excellent job in this game of creating nice storylines around each class as they progress and really coming up with something unique to make you feel part of the world and as if your actions are important. And kudos to them, really enjoying that part of this game, the whole story concept. They kind of hung their hat on that, and they've done an excellent job with it out of everything I've seen so far. That's going to do it for the part 1 video. Part 2 will be coming shortly. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to see more. Thanks, guys.